Hello everyone. I would like to show how to screw and unscrew screws like this many times in plastic without damaging the thread. When you try to tighten up a screw in plastic or aluminium or some soft metals like this and tighten it without keeping any rules. Next, untie it if you need to disassemble it again and tighten it again. If you untie it. If you just do this few times and at one point you just cannot tighten it anymore. It's just spinning infinitely. Why this is happening and how to avoid that, I will show you now.
To illustrate what's happening with thread, I've just used a plastic pipe and I screw this big screw in one of the sides, in the same way like similar screws are going into the plastic pillars. This is how the thread looks like after the first cycle, and it obviously looks good. Next, I screwed it again by aiming the thread, which basically is pushing the screw gently into the hole, but not turning the screwdriver in the direction to screw it, but the reverse direction, like you want to unscrew it. You'll see and feel how the screw clicks in at every full turn or 360 degrees, as this has a single thread. In case the screw has double thread, it would click at every half turn or 180 degrees. And this is how the thread looks like after the second cycle. I've made 10 cycles at this side of the pipe by using the same way of screwing and aiming the thread. Next, I've done the same exercise on the other side of the pipe, just without any aiming of the thread and randomly screw and unscrew them. So this is the result after the second screw and unscrew, and the thread definitely doesn't look good. So if you do just 2 cycles and not aiming the thread will be with significantly decreased strength. I've marked both sides of the pipe to illustrate which side is with aimed thread and which side is without aiming the thread. Next, I've cut the pipe and made a cross section of both sides to see how the thread is inside the pipe. So this is the not aimed, not matched thread screwing. And it does look horrible, and you cannot rely this to be very strong and to hold the screw tight. On the other hand, let's see how the thread will look like after the 10 screwing cycles by aiming the thread every time. Even we can try to fit the screw in the existing thread in just the half of the pipe and it can stay still. So, thumbs up! Now let's see these two together. There is a difference indeed.
So this is what's normally happening. You can try to put a screw, but it stays in this position, which means that when you try to screw it, it will basically create another thread and ruins the previous one. So if you just like slightly pushing in front and turn it back, you just find the same thread and next you can screw it freely and nicely. This was this single thread again. Click, click, every 360 degrees. And just screw it. And this screw has a single thread, which means that it will click at every 360 degrees. Click, click, click. And once it clicks, you should screw it. And you can do it very much more times than if you don't match the thread. This has a double thread, which means that it will click in each 180 degrees. Click. And when it clicks, this is the moment you should turn it.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.